So in this lecture, I would like to explain about some basic terms which are involved in the uh, radioactivity, nuclear chemistry. So first basic term, it is decay constant lambda. Now we know that radioactivity, it is a spontaneous disintegration of unstable elements. Radioactivity, it is a spontaneous disintegration of unstable elements. Generally, those elements which are unstable, who are having higher atomic number greater than 82. After the lead, after Pb 82, the elements are radioactive. So that is bismuth, okay, then polonium, rhodium, okay, uranium. So all these elements are radioactive because they are having the higher atomic number. So these elements emits the radiations and spontaneous disintegration will be takes place. Spontaneous disintegration will be takes place from the nucleus because it is a nuclear phenomenon. So from the nucleus of the atom, the radiations are emitted, and that radiations are affecting onto the photographic plate. Or even though that radiations are directly penetrate through the material, penetrate through the photographic plate, penetrate through the material, whatever the material we are using here. So radioactivity, it is a spontaneous disintegration of the unstable nuclides. So this word is very important here. Spontaneous disintegration. Spontaneous disintegration of unstable nuclides. Unstable nuclides or elements. Okay, unstable nuclides. So according to this, now we can explain the rate of disintegration, because it is a disintegration process. So we have to explain here rate of disintegration. So what is the rate of disintegration? Rate of disintegration, it is nothing but the number of nuclei disintegrating per unit time. Suppose that A is the element and it is disintegrating, and this element, it is converted into the another element B. So what is the rate of disintegration of the element? What is the disintegration of this element? So the rate, the disintegration of this element, it is the number of nuclei disintegrating per unit time. Okay. Suppose that in 1 minute, how many number of the nuclei of these elements are disintegrating? So that is the rate of the disintegration per minute, or rate of disintegration per hour also, rate of disintegration per day also, per year also. Okay. So A is the radioactive element which is disintegrated into the another element B. So the rate of the disintegration of this element, it is written as, okay, number of nuclei disintegrated. So it is written as DNA upon dt, where DNA, it is the number of nuclei disintegrating. What is DNA here? Number of nuclei disintegrating. Okay. Suppose that we have 500 nuclei which are present into this nucleus, and out of that 500 nuclei, 50 nuclei are disintegrating in the time period 1 hour. So the rate of the disintegration, it is 50 divided by 1 hour. So DNA equal to 50. 50 nuclei are disintegrating there. So it is equal to 50. So rate of disintegration is nothing but the number of nuclei disintegrating per unit time, because time factor is important here. And this disintegration process, it is continuous. It depends upon the average life period and half-life period of that element. This process is continuous. Okay, so it depends upon the average life and half-life period of the element. Now this rate of the disintegration, that is number of nuclei disintegrating per unit time, it is directly proportional to the number of nuclei present at that time, at that instant. So suppose that NT is the number of the nuclei present at that time. NT is the number of nuclei present at that time. So we can write now the rate of the disintegration in this way. dN by dt, it is equal to dN by dt, it is directly proportional to, you can say here dN by dt, it is directly proportional to NT, that is number of nuclei present at the time t. Okay, now it is having negative sign. What is the meaning of this negative sign? Because during the disintegration process, the concentration of this element is going to be decreasing. So minus sign indicates that the concentration of the element, it is going to be decreasing, or number of the nuclei of the element, it is going to be decreasing. That's why this minus sign is given here. So rate of disintegration, it is directly proportional to the number of nuclei present at that time, at that instant. Okay, suppose that 500 nuclei are present. So rate of disintegration, it is present to the number of nuclei, that is 500 nuclei. Whatever the number of the nuclei which are present at that time, at that instant, the rate of the disintegration, it is determined. And the meaning of the minus sign is that during the disintegration process, the quantity or number of the nuclei of this element, it is going to be decreasing. So that is the meaning of the minus sign. So minus dN by dt, it is directly proportional to the NT here. Now we can write here, so minus dN by dt, it is equal to dN by dt, it is equal to lambda into NT. Lambda into NT, where lambda, it is called as a proportionality constant. It is called as a proportionality constant. It is a constant term here. Okay, or it is also called as a decay constant here. It is called as a decay constant, and decay means loss, because this element, it is going to be disintegrating, so loss of the element. Okay, so lambda, it is called as a decay constant. So that is our first term, you can see here, decay constant lambda. Okay, so how we can determine the decay constant lambda? The number of atoms disintegrating per unit, it is directly proportional to the total number of atoms present at that time, at that instant. Okay, suppose that N0 is the number of atoms present initially. Let us see. A is the radioactive element. So this A element, it is converted to the another element during the disintegration process. So N0, it is the number of atoms present initially. N0. Suppose that we are having 500 atoms initially, 500 nuclei initially. Okay, N0. And NT is the number of atoms present at the time t. because nt it is the number of atoms after the disintegration, and n0 it is the initial number of the nuclei. You can take a very simple example. Suppose that we are taking in the running competition. We are participating in the running competition. So initially when we start the process, we are having a lot of energy. Okay. And after some time, suppose that we cross 100-meter distance, the energy becomes going to be decreasing. So what is our rate of running? That will depends upon the energy available at that time, at that instant. If we are not having that much amount of the energy, then we cannot cross the longer distance. Okay. So N0, it is the initial number of the nuclei present at that time. N0, it is the initial quantity which is present at the 0 time. Okay, at the 0 time. And nt is the number of atoms present at the time t. Okay, so you should have to understand what is n0 and what is nt here. Okay, so n0 be the number of atoms present initially, and nt is the number of atoms present at the time t. Now this integration, it is a continuous process. Once it is started, then it is a continuous process, cannot be stopped. So the number of the atoms goes on decreasing. Number of the atoms goes on decreasing because it is a continuous process. Number of the atoms are going to be disintegrating. So number of the atoms are goes on decreasing. Just like in the running competition, our energy will be goes on decreasing. Initially, we are having the sufficient energy, lot of energy. But when we start the running after 100-meter, 200-meter, 300-meter, 400-meter, then our energy goes on decreasing. So in this way, in this case, the number of the atoms present, it is also goes on decreasing. Okay, so you can see rate of disintegration minus dnt upon dt, it is directly proportional to the nt. So number of nuclei disintegrating per unit time, it is directly proportional to the nt. What is nt here? Nt is the number of atoms present at the time t. Nt is the number of atoms present at the time t. So we can write this minus dnt upon dt, it is equal to lambda into nt. Lambda, it is a proportionality constant here. So this is our equation 1. This is our equation 1. Minus dnt upon dt, it is equal to lambda into nt. Okay, so where lambda, it is the proportionality constant, or it is also called as a decay constant or disintegration constant. Lambda, it is called as a proportionality constant. Better way we can call it is a decay constant, because it is a decay process or disintegration constant. Okay, now equation 1 can be written as, once again let us write equation 1 here, minus dnt upon dt, it is equal to lambda into nt. Lambda into nt. So we can rearrange this equation. This is our equation 1. So we can write the equation here, minus dnt upon nt, this, it is equal to lambda into dt. Okay, or minus dnt upon nt divided by dt, it is equal to lambda. This is equation 2. Suppose that if dt is, means time is unity, 1, suppose that it is 1 minute or 1 hour. Okay, it is 1 minute or 1 hour, then we can write this same equation, minus dnt upon nt, it is equal to lambda. This is equation 3. So according to this, now we can define the disintegration constant or decay constant. So what is a disintegration constant? The disintegration constant is defined as the fraction of the total number of atoms. Actually, nt is the number of atoms present at the time t, and dnt, it is a small number of atoms disintegrating. Suppose that we are having 500 number of the atoms, nt equal to 500. 500 atoms are there. Okay, and dNt number of atoms disintegrating. Out of that, suppose that 50 are disintegrating. So what is the fraction here? 50 divided by 500. Okay, 50 divided by 500. Out of 550 are going to be disintegrate. So the disintegration constant is defined as, according to this, we can define the disintegration constant. It is defined as the fraction of the total number of atoms. Total number of atoms are equal to 500, and what is the fraction? 50. So disintegration constant is defined as the fraction of the total number of atoms which disintegrates in unit time, because dt is equal to 1 here. Okay, time it is equal to 1 year, 1 minute, 1 hour, 1 day, 1 year, whatever. So unit time is there. So disintegration constant lambda, it is defined as the fraction of the total number of atoms which disintegrates in unit time. This is the fraction. Okay, if we calculate this is 0.1. Okay, so this is a fraction. So the disintegration constant is defined as the fraction of the total number of atoms which disintegrates in unit time. That is the decay constant, definition of the decay constant lambda. Okay, so once again, let us come to this equation now. Minus dNt upon nt, it is equal to lambda into dt, equation 2. So equation 2 can be written as, okay, we can write the equation 2 in this way. So minus dNt upon nt, it is equal to lambda into dt. Now let us do the integration of this equation. Let us do the integration of this equation, and we are getting the derivation of the decay constant lambda. So let us see here, write the equation. Once again, I would like to write here rate of disintegration. Rate of disintegration. Okay, or rate of decay. So rate of disintegration, it is equal to dNt divided by dt. Okay, number of nuclei disintegrating per unit time, that is dNt. Then this rate of disintegration, it is directly proportional to number of this rate of disintegration, it is directly proportional to the number of atoms present at that time, at that instant. And this is having the minus sign because it is a disintegration process, it is a decay process. So we can write this equation now, minus dNt by dt, it is equal to lambda into nt, where lambda it is called as a proportionality constant here. So this is our equation 1. Now we can rearrange this equation in this way, minus dNt upon nt. Okay, minus dNt upon nt divided by dt, it is equal to lambda. It is equal to lambda. If dt it is equal to 1, okay, then we can write the equation minus dNt upon nt, minus dNt upon nt, it is equal to lambda here. So this minus dNt upon nt, it is the, what is the meaning of this? It is the fraction. It is the fraction of the total number of the nuclei which are disintegrating. Okay, so this is the definition of the decay constant. Decay constant lambda, it is defined as the fraction of the number of the nuclei disintegrating in unit time, that is time it is equal to 1. Okay, now let us rearrange this equation. This is our equation 2 here. Okay, it is our equation 2 here. Now we can write the equation 1 in this way also. Okay, we can write the equation 1 now. You can see here, minus dNt upon dt, it is equal to lambda into nt. So we can write the equation now in this way, minus dNt divided by what is we can take here nt, it is equal to lambda into dt. Okay, lambda into dt. Now let us integrate this equation. Suppose that this is equation 3. So integrating equation 3. So integrating equation 3 now, minus dnt by dt divided by nt, it is equal to lambda into integration of dt. Now do the integration within the limits. Do the integration within the limits here. Okay, so we can write here, do the integration within the limits here. So you can see, 1 minute. So see here, one minute. So it is can be written as, okay, so I would like to write here minus dnt upon nt within the limits, that is from n0 to nt, because initial number of the nuclei are n0 and number of the nuclei, number of the atoms present at the time t, it is nt, it is equal to, because we start the process from n0. Okay, so within this limit we have to integrate this, and integration of this dt here from 0 to t, time at 0 initially when the nuclei are n0, time it is 0, and at the time t when the number of the nuclei are nt, then the integration of this, it is equal to minus ln nt. Okay, now later on we can solve the limits here from n0 to nt, n0 to nt, it is equal to lambda into t, integration of dt, it is t. Okay, and time it is t, we can put here t equal to t here. Okay, so it is lambda into t. Then we can put here nt equal to, so this can be written as minus ln nt. Okay, now this is having the minus sign, minus in bracket minus ln n0. Okay, we are putting the values here, limits. Put this is actually according to this rule. Suppose that we are solving the limit ln x from a to b, so it is equal to ln b minus ln a. Put x equal to b, x equal to a. So similarly in this case we are doing this nt, it is minus ln nt, and this is minus, put nt here, minus sign, minus ln n0, it is equal to lambda into t. Therefore now we can write this is minus minus plus, this is ln n0 minus ln nt, so it can be written as ln n0 by nt, ln n0 divided by nt, it is equal to lambda into t. Okay, then according to this we can write lambda, decay constant lambda, it is equal to, so it is equal to 1 upon t into ln n0 upon nt, ln n0 upon nt. Now we can convert this equation in the logarithmic form. Okay, so in logarithmic form this equation can be written as lambda, it is equal to 2.303 upon t into log to the base 10 n0 upon nt. So in this way we derive here equation. So you can see the equation. Okay, so integration of doing that integration within the limits, we are getting this equation ln nt upon n0, it is equal to minus lambda into t. Okay, once again I would like to show that step here, integration of that equation. Okay, 1 minute. So integration of that is this is minus sign here, minus dnt by nt. Okay, from the limits n0 to nt, it is equal to integration from 0 to t dt, integration of the previous equation. Now the integration of this equation, it is ln nt. Okay, so we can write ln nt. ln nt. Now it is having minus sign here. Minus ln nt. So limits are n0 to nt, and it is equal to this is lambda into t, integration of this lambda into t. Now if we solve the limits here, we are getting the equation as like of this ln n0 upon nt, it is equal to lambda into t. Now we can write the same equation in this way also, ln nt upon n0, ln nt upon n0, it is equal to, taking the minus sign here, minus lambda into t, because this denominator goes to the numerator, so sign will be changes here. So you can see here ln nt upon n0 equal to minus lambda into t. This is equation 5, where n0 it is the number of the atoms present at the time t equal to 0, and nt is the at any time t. So this equation can be written as, removing the logarithm here, we can write exponential factor here. So this can be written as, yes, it is written as nt upon n0, it is equal to nt upon n0, it is equal to e raised to minus lambda into t, e raised to minus lambda into t, and therefore finally we can write here nt equal to n0 into e raised to minus lambda into t, e raised to minus lambda into t. So we are getting this equation here, nt equal to n0 into e raised to minus lambda into t. So you can see here nt equal to n0 into e raised to minus lambda into t. So the number of the atoms present, it is equal to n0, initial number of the atoms, e raised to minus into minus lambda into t. This is the exponential factor. So decay process, it is the exponential process. According to this, we can say that decay process, it is the exponential process. Now this equation can be written as equation 5. So let us write the equation 5 here once again. Okay, see, or we can write this equation now in this way also, ln n0 upon nt. Okay, this goes to the numerator here, so this sign will be changes, it is equal to lambda into t. In this way we can write the equation now. So lambda, it is equal to 1 upon t into ln n0 upon nt, where n0 it is the initial number of the nuclei and nt is the number of the atoms present at the time t. And finally we can write this equation 2.303 upon t log to the base 10, log to the base 10 n0 upon nt. So this is our final equation here. Okay, equation of the decay constant lambda, equation of the decay constant lambda, it is equal to, okay, so you can see here lambda, it is equal to 2.303 upon t log to the base 10 n0 upon nt. So from equation 7, it is seen that decay constant lambda has the unit. What is the unit of the decay constant here? Now n0 number of atoms divided, unit get cancelled here, so time it is divided here, so unit of the decay constant, it is per time, time inverse, it will be minute inverse, it will be hour inverse, like this. If the time it is in minute, then we can write minute inverse. If the time it is in hour, then we can write hour inverse, per hour. So decay constant lambda has a unit per time. It is a unit of the decay constant. So in this way we derived here the equation of the decay constant. Now according to this equation, let us see half-life period of the radioactive element. Half-life period of the radioactive element. So what is the half-life period? What is the half-life period? Now we know that suppose A is the radioactive element, it is disintegrating into the radioactive element B. So half-life period, it is the time required to disintegrate half quantity of this radio element. Suppose that if we take 1 gram of this quantity of the radioactive element, then time required to disintegrate 0.5 gram of this radio element A. So that is called as a half-life period. Okay, means to reduce this quantity 1 gram to 0.5 gram, 1 gram to 0.5 gram. Okay, we require suppose 1 hour time. So 1 hour it is the half-life period of that radioactive element. Okay, 1 hour it is the half-life period of that radioactive element. So let us see what is the half-life period. The time required for disintegration of half of the original amount of the radioactive nuclei present. Suppose that we are having 500 nuclei of this radio element. 500 nuclei. Okay, present initially when we start the process. N0 equal to 5. N0 equal to 500. And the time required for the disintegration of the half of the original amount. Half amount it is 250. Okay. So to disintegrate 250 nuclei, whatever the time required for that, it is called as a half-life period of that radioactive element. And this half-life period, it is different for the different elements. So you can see here the half-life of a radio element, it is also defined in this way also. The half-life of a radio element is defined as the time required for the radioactivity or the number of atoms to be reduced to half of its initial value. Okay. Now you can see here at half-life period, number of atoms present are equal to NT equal to suppose that we consider here N0 it is 1 gram or N0 equal to 500. NT equal to what is 250. Number of atoms present at that time, at that instant, at the half time 250 atoms are present, 250 nuclei are present. So NT equal to N0 divided by 2. In general, we can write NT equal to N0 divided by 2. So in this equation now we can put lambda it is equal to 2.303 and T it is equal to T half. That is the half-life period. So let us write this. T it is equal to T half. Okay, you can see here. Time it is half-life period. Okay, and N0 it is equal to NT it is equal to N0 by 2. Okay, so we can put these values now into this equation, the derivation of the decay constant. So lambda it is equal to 2.303 upon half-life T half-life period, log to the base 10, N0 upon, okay, divided by NT equal to N0 by 2. This NT it is equal to N0 by 2. Okay, so 2 goes to the numerator here, in this get cancelled. So lambda it is equal to 2.303 divided by half-life period, log to the base 10. So 2 goes to the numerator here, log 2. So log 2 it is, so we can write this equation 2.303 divided by half-life period, log 2 it multiply 0.3010, log 2 it is. So if we calculate this value becomes equal to, you can see here, 0.693 upon lambda. Okay, so half-life period, the multiplication of this, it is equal to 0.693 divided by this half-life period. So according to this, we can write the derivation for the half-life period. So half-life period, it is equal to half-life period T half, it is equal to 0.693 divided by lambda. 0.693 divided by lambda. So in this way, we can derive the derivation for half-life period also. Okay. So this is the derivation for the half-life period. So what is the half-life period? Time required for disintegration of half of the original amount of the radioactive nuclei present. Okay. So this is about the half-life period of the radioactive element.